Hi, this is in response to Stewart's the grand Unifood theory. Hi, Stewart. I think you might be onto something there. I've often noticed that there is a definite link there. I've travelled quite a bit, and I think that it's quite an accurate description of nations around the world. You've of course mentioned the UK. UK, rubbish food, reasonably good music, although it's getting somewhat boring as the food itself is becoming better, so who knows, maybe it's proof of the GUT. America, well, the United States of America, I think that, well, there's no real native food there. I mean, it's all stolen from other nations anyway, so food is pretty rubbish, whilst the music is pretty average or pretty good, but again there's a rebalancing there as the food improves in quality. You've mentioned of course France. Well, you know, c'est délicieux la nourriture française, it's absolutely wonderful, but then on the flip side you get people like MC Solar who are absolutely appalling musically, so another demonstration of your theory in action. I agree. What about other examples? Well, Norwegian food is absolute shit. I mean, native, indigenous Norwegian food is things like seagull eggs and lutefisk, which is, well, it's rotten fish fundamentally. Also dried fish also exists, whereas the music in itself is absolutely fantastic. It's very prolific for metal, rock and electronic music also. And going slightly further to the east, Russian music is wonderful, very, very prolific with regards to industrial music, punk music, rock music. But the food, I mean, come on, borscht is horrible. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So another good example. Slightly further than that, what about Australia? Yes, I suppose Australia, not too bad. Musically, they have some reasonably good bands there. And the music in itself is, I suppose, yeah, palatable. Food, again, it's the problem from which many other countries, many other Anglo-Saxon countries suffer. It's the fact that there's no such thing as native Australian food. It's all immigrated food, it's all Italian, it's all Spanish, it's all, you know, Indian and so forth. It's all Filipino, it's all Thai, it's all Japanese. So, yeah, there's definitely something there. German music, I like German music. Of course, some very good classical pieces there, but you said that classical music wasn't permissible. So, yeah, bands like Rammstein are always very good. I enjoy a good bit of German metal or industrial music. The food actually isn't all that bad. A nice Wiener Schnitzel is actually quite nice. Some nice Frankfurter maybe with a nice slice of Black Forest Gâteau. Oh yes, please, we like that. So I'll definitely go for that. But it's a bit of a 50-50 thing. So maybe the GUT has an equilibrium point somewhere in the middle where it balances out. I disagree with your what do we call it? Evaluation of Japan. I think that modern Japanese music is actually very prolific and actually pretty good. Of course, a lot of it is influenced by the West, but bands like Duran Gray and others, especially in the punk scene and the metal scene, even in the electronic scene, are pretty good. And of course, I'm a huge fan of sushi, so I think that this might be one of the exceptions in the GUT. Nevertheless, I think it has a lot of merit. What other countries are there out there? Well, I can't really think of much more, but yes, I think that you have a point. I think you have a point, and I certainly would subscribe to your hypothesis. Calling it grand Unifood theory might be a little bit premature. Grand Unifood hypothesis might be somewhat better, you know, if only to keep the terminology accurate. Peace.